It's great to gather among friends and colleagues, and I know all of us have at least one thing in common, which is that we all care deeply about Teachers College. And now, of course, you'll say, okay, Tom, you're the president, so that's your job to say that. And I'll have to say, though, I came to Teachers College as an associate professor 35 years ago. So Teachers College has been a huge part of my life long before it ever occurred to me that I would be president. So there's something more in that than just my job. So I've also had the pleasure of meeting thousands of students and alumni who have come through our programs, whether as advisees, members of the Student Senate, or the Alumni Council, through many donor events, and as I shake our graduates' hands upon receiving their degrees. Really one of my favorite activities as president. And I can tell you that each and every one of our alumni is committed to making our world a better place, and that includes all of you here today. That's what brought us to Teachers College in the first place, a commitment to the greater good. So it's wonderful to be among so many of you today from all walks of life who come together in our historic Millbank Chapel. We all share the value of education, of community, and indeed of connection. As Roberta shared, today is all about connection and the ways that developing and sustaining meaningful ties with one another can enrich our lives so significantly. You will hear more about this through our program today as we take some time to give tribute to our beloved TC alum, the late Dr. Ruth Westheimer, whose last book focused on connection and community. We are so honored to have Ruth's daughter, Miriam, with us today. So let me give you my own perspective on what connection is about at Teachers College. It's when I have the pleasure of seeing a conversation among faculty from our psychology program and those from our Digital Futures Institute brainstorming about the uses of technology in addressing mental health needs of parents, of teachers, of caregivers, and of adolescent girls and boys. It's when I visit Hong Kong and see groups of our alumni, students, and faculty working across continents to create a best-in-class STEM program for students there and here. It's visiting public elementary schools here in New York City and seeing teachers, TC graduates, in action with their students. And I can see the impact our TC program exponentially increased as those teachers reach dozens of parents and families every day. And it's hosting a panel next Wednesday, bringing together different political perspectives to discuss the election and its implications on education. These are all the ways making connections here. And I can also know achieving true connection requires us to be vulnerable. In that spirit, I want to share something about myself. When things were opening up after the COVID quarantine, I was actually quite nervous about people returning to campus. Handling any threat to health and safety of our community is among the weightiest responsibilities of my job. I was concerned about bringing people back too soon. But to be honest, I also wanted to bring everyone back right away because I felt so disconnected. I'm sure you can all imagine what it was like for the very few of us who came to these halls when they were otherwise empty in 2020 and 2021. The loneliness we all felt during those days was especially palpable in these buildings. Being among members of our community, the faculty, students, staff, alumni, is what I love most about leading Teachers College. So the full return to campus was, in fact, a very positive impact on my health and well-being, even more than I had imagined. It was a demonstration and reminder how much I depend on this community, not just for its intellectual stimulation, but for its companionship and really for the true joy that it brings. Now, because of that, nothing made me happier than dismantling my home office. Ultimately, it's the connection of our research and scholarship and a practical application that changes lives and brings me energy. It's the impact that makes me excited to get up every day and come to work. This is the foundation of our Public Good Initiative, where we are bringing together interdisciplinary perspectives to focus on some of the most pressing issues we face today: sustainability, mental health and wellness, how to use new technologies like artificial intelligence for good, and how we best prepare teachers to meet the evolving needs of young students of diverse cultures and backgrounds. The fact is, I couldn't be prouder of the many ways our graduates impact the public good. This is one of the things that we celebrate today, and I know that what drives all of us, whether we are deep into scholarly writing or conducting research in the field, is our impact on people. It's that kind of connection that is so important. So I hope you will build your connections today with each other, with me, with Teachers College, because while many of us come from different backgrounds, we are united in our belief in the power of education, health, and psychology to improve society. And our alumni are vital components of our legacy, building on their studies here and contributing to a greater world and the public good. That's something to recognize and celebrate.